Okay guys, we're going to take a look at our Texas Instrument, our calculator again, and we're going to have a look at when we've got a big amount of statistics, a lot of data, okay, on one single variable. So looking at one thing, maybe it's population, maybe it's speed, and we're going to have a look at that one individual thing, and we're going to find out how, if we've got lots and lots of data, rather than adding it all up and then dividing it by the number of points and finding the mean, or putting it in order and finding the quartiles, okay, how we can do that quickly on our calculator with a large piece of data. Now if you go into your Texas Instrument, you are able to have a look at some work. I'm just going to keep my changes there. Now I'm going to go into my little grade 9 folder, okay, and in my grade 9 folder I've got the London census data that you've used before. So I click on there and we're into that London census data, okay. Now there's lots and lots of data here from 2001 and 2011, 33 boroughs. Now I want to be able to find out the different quartiles, and I want to find out the mean of that data, okay, and the median of that data. Now there's one easy way to do that, and I'm going to look at census 2011 first. Now very important, when you do these calculations it copies it into this table, into these lists. So where you click, you don't want it over the top of what you're actually what you've already written down, because it'll actually go over the top of it and you'll lose that piece of information. So I'm going to click just over here, okay, at E, and that's going to make it a little bit easier for me. Now in order to do this, in order to find our mean, we can go up to our little spanner in the top corner, our spanner over here, and we click on our spanner and it opens up. Now there's lots of different pieces of information here: action, insert, data, statistics, table. Now we're going to do a statistical analysis, so it makes sense that we'll click on statistics. Oops. And there we are in statistics. And we want to do some calculations, okay, so we're going to go to stat calculations next. And then there's lots and different types of stat calculations. Some of these you won't use until you get into grade 11 and 12 in maths, but some of them we can use now, like this one variable statistics, and at a push the two variable statistics. So first of all we're going to look at this one variable statistics today. So click on the one variable statistics, okay. Now we're looking at one variable statistics because we only have one variable. It's population. We're measuring population. We're looking at population. We're not looking at two variables alongside each other. For example, if you're looking at two variable statistics, you might be looking at height and weight of people, and then you'd have a correlation chart, and you'd be able to put a line of best fit in. This is just one piece of data we're looking at, okay, and that's how it would make a line graph perhaps if we wanted to graph it. So we're going to look at one list. There are two lists here with data, but we're going to look at one because we just want to look at one of the years. So we're going to look at 2011. So I'll press OK, okay, for one list. And then once we're in one list, okay, we're going to look at our list. It gives us the option. We can press this little arrow on the side, and when we press that we get some options, and those are the names of the different columns, okay. So we have borough, census 01 and census 11. Now I'm going to look at census 11. So if I click on census 11, then census 11 is selected in here. Now the frequency of this, well, each one of these numbers is just represented once, and that's what we want. So the frequency here is 1 because it's not a frequency table, okay. We just want to leave that as 1. So I'm going to press OK now. So I have to double click, so click to get rid of it and then click on OK, and we get lots of information down the side. Now this might look a little bit different to you. You might not have seen some of these pieces of information before. I'm going to highlight the ones that you need to know as we go along. So the one highlighted in blue now, X bar, that's also known as the mean. So the mean of this data, okay, and it's got the decimal there showing that there's some decimal points there, okay. And we can see that up at the top over here what the decimals are. But the mean is 247,679. So it calculated that for us, okay. The next pieces of information, the next four, we're going to ignore those for now. They may be important later, but for now we're just going to leave those to one side, and I'll explain those at a later date. Now the N, okay, well, we know there's 33 boroughs in London, so N is actually representing the number of pieces of data that we've looked at, so 33. Then minimum X, okay, or Q0 you could call it, okay, 7,400, that is the data, that's the minimum value, so the smallest borough, so in this case that would be City of London. And then quartile 1, okay, is represented there, okay, or the lower quartile. Then the median number is represented, then the upper quartile, and then the maximum value. And that's a nice easy way when you've got a lot of numbers, a lot of data that you have to deal with. That's a nice easy way of representing it. You may want to put this into your projects. You can take a screenshot of your analysis of the information so I can see that you've done it. I hope that's helpful. In the next little video I'll show you how to do this when we have different frequencies of numbers in grouped continuous data.